Hello, lovely people, and welcome back to Sew That Sparkle with Sam. Now, if you are new here or you are just here for the Sewing Bee content, welcome. So my name is Sam and this is my channel Sew That Sparkle with Sam, and I am a sewing enthusiast, bit of an entrepreneur. I'm a retired science teacher with a science background, and I ran the programme for Stephen Hawking Foundation space camps with my lovely friend Amanda. So yeah, and since then I have just become a little bit sewing obsessed. I love to sew and I love the Sewing Bee. So if this is the content that you think that you might enjoy, then don't forget to give me a like and subscribe, because you know, it helps my channel out and it adds that little bit of sparkle to my day. So today we are diving into one of my favourite times of the year. Yes, the Great British Sewing Bee is back for 2025 for season 11, and I'm here to introduce you to this year's fabulous lineup of contestants, the newbies, if you like. So the new series starts on Tuesday the 15th of July at 9 p.m. on BBC One. So those of you that are not in the UK, I am based in the UK, and those of you that are not based in the UK and you cannot see the show, then I will be giving you live spoilers. So again, if you haven't watched the Sewing Bee and you don't want the spoilers, then please feel free. I will pop all of these videos in a playlist and you can save them up and watch them another time. But if you are watching along with me, fabulous. So it's going to be a fabulous new season for season 11. There's a lovely mix of talent, stories, styles, you know, all of the same old sort of the things that we love. And I already have a few favourites in mind, but let's meet the bees. So, first up we have Kaz. Now Kaz is 59 from Nottingham. She's retired after running her family printing business for about 30 years, and she has been sewing since she was 11. Wow. She even made her own wedding dress, so talk about a technical talent. And she loves a French seam. So I think we're going to see some real technical sewing from Kaz. Really looking forward to meeting you, Kaz, and welcome you into the beehive. Then there is Kit. Now Kit is 24, originally from Surrey, but now living in Manchester. He started sewing in a primary school, making sock puppets. I think we've been here before. And yes, he even got into trouble for trying to start a business. But you know, I mean, I like an entrepreneur myself. These days, he makes a garment a week. So he's a lovely prolific sewer, which I love to watch, and has an eye for ugly fabrics. Is there such a thing? Turning ugly fabrics into something stunning. So next we have Gaynor. Gaynor is 72 and from Wales. She's been sewing since the 1950s, despite only scraping a pass in needlework. Well, I will definitely forgive her for that. She now teaches her 12-year-old granddaughter and loves making everything from tailor jackets to backless velvet evening gowns. A total seamstress queen. Fabulous. I am really looking forward to seeing how Gaynor gets on the show. I do actually have a little bit of insight of Gaynor because Gaynor is on a lot of sewing groups that I also are part of, and I've seen a lot of her makes, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what Gaynor has to offer, and I hope she manages to stay in for a little while so we really get to see all of her years of experience. Now, the next person I also have spotted, and I wonder if you have spotted her too. So next up we have Jess. Jess is 33 from Berkshire, grew up surrounded by women who valued making things to last. Now, I think that is a great thing to value, don't you? She started sewing at 11, making little things for her sister, and she, excuse me, and picked it back up during lockdown, didn't we all? She's all about natural fibres and thoughtful sewing, and you may recognise her as the Tilly and the Buttons model. So I have seen that. As soon as I saw her name pop up and her picture pop up, I thought, I know you, where do I know you from? And yeah, you will have seen her on the front cover of a few of Tilly's patterns. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what Jess gets up to. Next, there is Orla. So Orla is the baby of the bunch. She is just 19 and she's a student at the University of Edinburgh. She started sewing at 15. So remember, that's only 4 years because she's only 19 now. She's doing really well. I mean, fabulous. Kudos to her for at 19 deciding to put yourself out there at the Great British Sewing Bee. Well done, Orla. I am in awe of Orla. And she has big plans for making a completely handmade wardrobe. Oh, and she's also made a dress out of a trampoline. Yes, really? I'm sure we'll hear about that in the show. So next up, there's Peter. Peter is a senior construction manager who got inspired watching the Sewing Bee with his daughters. He learned alongside his mum and now makes practical wearable clothes, even turning his son's old ski jacket into a bag. Fabulous. Who doesn't like an upcycle? Have to look out for him on the Transformation Challenge. So he is hoping to finally convince his wife to let him sew her a dress. Oh, that's cute, isn't it? That's so sweet. So next up, there is Glendora. So Glendora is a fabulous bus driver and quilting superstar. I am really looking forward to seeing what Glendora gets up to. She does sound super fabulous. She started sewing at 8 and has made 36 quilts. Wow, since June 2021. That's a lot of quilts in not a lot of time. She also makes outfits for soul and reggae events. Proper sewing joy with flair. I am really looking forward to seeing what she gets up to on the Bee. Next up we have Yasmin, who is 30, from Gateshead. She is a scientist by day and a passionate maker by night. So I love people that sew at night time. It tends to be, I mean, I sew 24 hours a day, but it is nice to have that evening time. She learnt to sew from her dad, and she applied to the Bee in his memory, which is very sweet. You'll often find her turning old bed sheets and secondhand fabrics into gorgeous me-made outfits. How lovely is that? Next we have got Novello. So Novello, 66, lived in London, the New Forest and Mexico. So she has definitely done a bit of travelling and has been sewing since she was 5. That is a lot of sewing experience. She got her first sewing machine, a second-hand faff, for those of you that are interested in the sewing machines. At age 7, she has made everything from dresses to whimsical costumes for her grandchildren. So looking forward to seeing what Novello adds to the hive. Now we have Dan. Dan is 37, from Durham, is a performer and a total sewing free spirit. I love it when they describe someone as a free spirit. You never know what you're going to get. He's been making his own costumes since his 20s and loves working with unconventional materials. Again, that is something I really love to hear. I always kind of like the contestants that like to play with their fabrics. I just find that you can get something really exciting. His style is spontaneous, creative and full of drama. So good luck, Dan. Next we have Safi. Safi is 32 and a design lecturer from Haggerston. I hadn't actually heard of that place. I didn't even know that was a place. It's a place. If you're from Haggerston, drop me a comment. Tell me all about it. So her sewing inspiration started with her grandma's stash of vintage fabrics, and these days she makes practical but stylish pieces, always with pockets. Who doesn't love a pocket? And a perfect fit. So yeah, my kind of sewing. Who doesn't love a pocket? And finally, yes, finally, that's 12 folks, 12 bees in the hive. We have Stuart. Stuart is 53. He's a premises manager who started making hats. Started making hats in 2020. Of all of when, I'm really interested in how people start and what they start with making, because obviously the bees, you know, kind of mainly about garment making. So the fact that there's hats, you know, maybe there'll be an advantage. Maybe there'll be a hat challenge this year. He now mends and makes for his whole family. He's all about slow fashion, creating clothes that are wearable and re-wearable and built to last. So yeah, I am excited. Are you excited? So don't forget, we have also got the lovely Patrick and the lovely Esme, who are the judges on this season, season 11. And we have got the lovely Sarah Pascoe back from her maternity leave. So I'm really looking forward to what they have to add to the show. This year's amazing sewing bee contestants. I'm just so looking forward to seeing what they're going to get up to. I don't know about you, but I just can't wait to see what they create. What do you think? Who do you think? Let's have some early predictions. Who do you think might make it to the final? Who are you rooting for already? Pop your predictions in the comments. I love to have a look, see what people think. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss my weekly recaps, my reactions, and all of the sparkly sewing fun right here on my channel. So, just a little serious reminder, folks. This is just a little heartfelt reminder from me to you. Now, please, before you go, can you remember? Please be kind and respectful when chatting about the contestants. They're all just normal sewists, just like us, putting themselves out there and sharing their creativity with the world. It takes a real courage to do that, and we're here to support, not judge. Let's leave the judging to the lovely Patrick and Esme, hey? So I'll be back with you after episode 1 with a full roundup and maybe a little unpicking of my own. Until then, stay sewing fabulous and don't forget to sparkle. Bye for now. Right there, folks, well done for staying right to the end. If you want to join in with the fun and the sewing sweepstakes that are over on my Facebook page, then please feel free to go over there right now. I am leaving the sweepstakes open for one more day, so it will be on the Saturday, the 12th of July. My sweepstakes entry will close. It is completely free. It costs you nothing. It does take a little bit of work from me. I will put my Ko-fi account details down below if you want to just do a little thank you coffee for me. And yeah, so if you pop over there, pop me a B in the correct comment. If you are joining my Facebook group for the first time, there is 2 questions that you have to answer. You just promise to be kind, which I know you will. And yeah, and you can join in the fun over there. Take care. Don't forget to sparkle.